What's going on? What's up, y'all? Magic family. Once again, it's your girl, JasmineAten, Mystic at the Crossroads, your favorite witch's favorite witch here on YouTube. If you are one of my day oneers, shout out to you. Comment down below that you're a day oneer. If you've been watching this series of videos, then you already know what that means. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Welcome to the family and welcome to the Magic Tribe. This channel is dedicated to helping you manifest a life that you can totally love, appreciate, and navigate through the art, the ritual of candle magic, conjure, and all things magical. You saw the title, you know why you're here. We're going to be talking about why pay for spell work. Paying for spell work versus doing it yourself. Should you hire a practitioner? The times when you should and shouldn't. What does it all mean? I'm gonna break it down for you in this video. Stay tuned. Okay, so let's first of all start off with getting a couple of things clarified, especially if you're new to the spiritual path or practice. There's a lot of sometimes confusing information out there on the internet. What is a spell? And if you have not seen my video on, or my video title, What No One Will Tell You About How Candle Magic Really Works, I suggest you watch that video. I will put it in a card somewhere up here or down in the description box below. After you watch this video, you should watch that one because it all ties in and it will all make sense. But why pay for spell work? What is a spell anyway? A spell is a particular set, a combination of tools, okay, ingredients, candles, herbs, oils, incense, prayers, words of affirmation, so forth and so on, combined with an intention behind a desired result and an actionable step, a ritual that is performed to navigate, manipulate, and direct energy to a person or a situation to create a desirable change that is favorable to you, okay? So when you're talking about doing a spell yourself or having it done for you, or why should you pay for spell work? Why isn't it free? If all these people are running around claiming to be able to cast these spells to help you fix your life, why are they charging for that? Why don't we just do it out the kindness of our heart? So I'm gonna give you guys a little pro and con. Why you should do it yourself, why you shouldn't, and when is the appropriate time to do it yourself or to delegate that off to someone else. Now, first and foremost, when you are considering that you're going to do some spell work for a situation, the spell already starts with a thought. It doesn't start when you light the candle. It doesn't start when you are dressing the candle. It doesn't start when the candle goes out or the ritual is done or the work is buried or disposed of or whatever. It starts the very moment you say, I might need to get some work done. I might need to do some work on this. I think I need to burn a candle to fix the situation. It starts with a thought that already starts marinating and manifesting and going out into the ethers, right? So then you bring yourself to either you are, either you are someone who is a beginner and maybe you never casted a spell before, or maybe you have and you're still learning, or maybe the situation itself is really big and it's something that you feel like, I don't know if I know how to do this, meaning I know I have this issue and I know I want this result, but I really don't know. Like, I don't know what candle to use. I don't know what oil to get. I'm not sure which herbs to combine to create the desired outcome. I don't know how to do it. And I don't want to do it wrong, quote unquote. Did you watch my last video? Don't let nobody tell you doing your spell work wrong, honey. But I'm investing in this and I really want the best chance of it working. And if I don't know what I'm doing, it's hard for me to believe that it's going to work. Therefore, maybe I should get someone else who knows how to do it or has the supplies on hand to do it, and I'll hire them to do said work, right? So even skilled practitioners may have someone else do their work for them. Again, there's a lot of reasons. I'm just going to touch on a few in this video. But sometimes a person is too emotionally connected to the situation or to the outcome or to the need or want or desire. It can be too much. It can be too overwhelming. It could be, I can't even think straight. I'm worried about this problem. Like, I just need it to be fixed. My mind can't sit long enough to dress a candle. I'm all over the place. I'm crying all the time. There's so many different reasons, right? So that might be a time where you say, I'm going to have someone else do this for me. One reason is when you hire a practitioner, I'll speak for myself because everyone practices differently. I'm able to look at your situation on the outside and objectively and listen to what the problem is and ask you what the result that you want. And I can fill in the blank of what needs to be done in order to get there. I'm not emotionally attached to your situation. And a lot of reasons why people's spells fail, love spells especially, is because you're so attached and you're so emotional and you're so all over the place and you want it to work, but you don't know if it's going to work and is it going to work, and oh my God, it's taking you sabotage the whole thing with your thoughts. You sabotage the whole spell before it even has a chance to work. I'm not emotionally in the situation. I'm not trying to get that person back. I'm not dealing with the foreclosure. I'm not dealing with your life issue. I empathize with you as a human, as a person, right? But I'm not emotionally attached to it. So my thoughts can't sabotage the work because I know it's going to work. The work's going to be done. The energy is going to be sent out. The energy has to do something. It has no choice but to do something, right? So if you're in a place where you're too emotionally just scattered, or maybe you don't have the time, or maybe you don't have the resources. Some people live in places in rural areas, in other countries, in the Bible Belt. You don't have even access to certain things that perhaps a practitioner who's been doing this already has on hand. We already have the herbs, the oils, the candles, or we have access to getting them. We already know what combinations to put together. We know if I add this herb instead of that herb, it's going to give us this result. That may not be something that you know. You may not have the time to order certain things and wait for them to get delivered. You may have, and this happens a lot with court cases. I don't take a lot of court cases anymore. I do some here and there depending on what they are, but I don't take a lot of court cases. That's another video. But I will have people come to me with an emergency and say, I have a court date in 5 days that I have to go to. I need to get this work done. Well, if you have 5 days to show up to court, you don't have time to order a candle that's not going to get there. That's probably not even going to be shipped for 3 days. You may have work or school or kids or whatever the case may be, and you don't have time to drive around from city to city hoping and wishing to find a spiritual shop in the place that you live to find what you need. So you may want to hire the help of somebody. Or you may just want it to not even be, you're like, I don't want this on my plate. I can't, I got too much on my plate to have to, now I got to do this spell. Maybe you don't live in a household where you can practice your magic openly. And what's required of this work, you can't do because you have a spouse or you have family members or a roommate that would not understand, or you can't, or I could go on and on with the reasons why, right? But these are some examples. Now, to go a little deeper into that, when you choose to incorporate the help of a practitioner to do your spiritual work, you are not just getting someone to do this work on your behalf, but it's the knowledge, it's the wisdom, it's the time and effort of learning that this person has already put in. It is the trial and error of the spells that they have done previously to yours, and maybe they have learned some different ways of doing something, or how to petition differently, or work with different spirits, or have learned different combinations of certain herbs and oils and candles that has shown in the past to show positive results. So based on your individual situation, there is a good chance that they are equipped with everything that is needed to go on your behalf to the spiritual council and request help. They know how to sit at an altar in a meditative space and focus concentrated energy on your target. What a lot of people don't know, when you, again, speaking for myself, some other practitioners, if you're a practitioner and you're watching this and you agree, please comment down below if you can relate to this. But what a lot of times people don't know is when you hire someone to do work for you, you have to think about the time it takes. We're not just dressing candles and throwing candles up on the altar. There is work that has to go into that. There is work that has to be done on your behalf. There's prep work. Prior to even us dressing a candle, there's prep work. There's altars that have to be cleaned and offerings that have to be made and prepping that has to go into the work. And that's dressing the candles and cutting the whatever, if you're offering fruit, or freshening up the water or the alcohol, or saying a prayer, asking the help, asking your spiritual team to support you as you plead on behalf of somebody else to help them fix a situation in their life. That's a lot of work. There's the setup of the work, the performance of the work, and then the disposal of the work. So dressing candles by itself could take anywhere up to, it could take 10, 15, 20 minutes, 30, 40, 50 minutes, an hour, depending on how that person practices, what all goes into that spell, what prayers need to be said. Dressing candles can take a long time. Sitting at the altar on your behalf takes time. We don't just, or I don't just light candles and walk away. I don't just light your candle on the altar and then go watch Netflix. You know, I have to put some energy into your work, and then your work has to be properly disposed of depending on the type of work that's being done. Not only that, oftentimes some practitioners will choose to do a consultation with the client afterwards. You just paid for this spell work. I'm sure you want to know how it went. You want to see, you want pictures, you want a video, you want to know how the candle work went. So now that's more time that I have to spend consulting with you. So I have not only spent time driving around to go get all these supplies, if there's stuff I don't have on hand, I have spent several hours preparing this for you and then consulting with you, or doing a reading or a divination. And yes, as spiritual practitioners that offer services, this is a service that we offer. So one would say, but you're offering this service. Absolutely. But it doesn't mean it's not work. It doesn't mean it's not draining. It doesn't mean it's not tiring. And we do it because we really want to help you. Like, I really want to see you win. You winning, all it brings me is joy that you won. It doesn't benefit my life the way it benefits your life when you get a successful spell. So it's truly being done from a place of wanting to help. So these are things to keep in mind when you choose to hire a practitioner. You're not just getting somebody to dress candles for you and just light them and walk away, but you're getting someone who's really putting in a lot of time and energy and effort to fix your problem. Keyword, to fix your problem, or to change the outcome of a situation, or to attract whatever it is. You are going to someone for them to do some work that could potentially be life-altering results for you. You have to, one, be able to trust that the person knows what they're doing and that they're knowledgeable. And if you haven't done a lot of work, or you're still kind of figuring out your path, or again, all the other reasons I mentioned before why you can't do this work, and you choose to hire somebody, you're hiring them with all of that, right? Another thing too is, hold on one second. Hey Google, turn off music. I completely forgot that my Google Home was playing music in the background, so that if that was loud and distracting, I apologize. YouTube is probably going to flag this video for copyright. I hope not, but they might. But anyway, had to do that. Okay. When work is done on your behalf, Well, I'm gonna get there in a second. Let me back up. Now, okay, let's examine the flip side. Doing work yourself. Should you do it? Can you do it? When should you not? Can you do it? Absolutely. Anybody can do a candle ritual. You can get a book. You can get a spell off the internet. You can get a spell off of YouTube. I have damn near 300 on my channel. Pick one. And you can do the work. But being vibrationally aligned with your desired outcome is a key component to getting results. And if you're not vibrationally aligned, if you're doubtful, if you're anxious, if you're too scattered all over the place, if you're too scared, some people are scared of magic. They're scared that I'm gonna attract something bad or conjure up something negative if I do this in my house. So I don't wanna do this at my house, so I'll just pay you to do it. Which, even if you pay another practitioner, you can still attract spirits that you don't want. That might be another video. Especially, well, again, you have to find somebody knowledgeable, because if they don't know what they're doing, just because they're doing the work, here's something else. Sidebar. I had a client say this to me. She, and not her fault because she's still learning, but I was telling her, like, it's important because your energy, the individual who's asking for the spell work, your energy goes into the spell. And she was like, no, your energy goes into the spell. You're the one doing it. No, honey, it's not my problem. I'm not connected to the situation. I'm doing the work. How you think and how you feel about said results and things that you want, your energetic vibration that's attached to this situation, regardless of who touches the work, plays a huge factor into whether or not it will be successful. This is why practitioners tell clients, take your spiritual bath. If we tell you take a bath for 3 days, take the bath for 3 days. If we tell you don't tell nobody about your work, don't tell nobody. If we tell you stop complaining about the situation, stop crying about it, stop having anxiety because you're going to sabotage, then stop doing that. If we tell you to do something because your energy is going to help, if I do some work for you and I tell you, you got to take a spiritual bath for 7 straight nights and you got to light a white candle at the end of the night to help me help you in this spell work, this is your energy. So you have to be in alignment vibrationally. I don't need to be in vibrational alignment. I already know what I'm going to do for you works. It's not my problem. I do the work, and you know, as soon as the work is done, I'm on to the next client, next thing I got to do. I'm not focused on it. I release it, let it go. So you have to be in vibrational alignment in order for your spells to work, whether you do them yourself or you pay for them. And if you're in a place where you just can't focus, then that might be a good time to delegate that to someone else. Now, on the flip side to that, there are times when you should do your own work. I believe everybody's capable of doing their own spiritual cleansings. You don't need to pay somebody to do that. Some people would disagree. Again, those spiritual systems where you are required to be initiated, I'm not talking about them. That's different. But even then, you can do a spiritual cleansing. Now, if you're initiated into a certain spiritual system or into a house, and in order to work with particular spirits or deities, if you've been crowned, things of that nature, and you're working under that system, then I advise you to follow whomever is your mentor and or whatever said rituals and rites that fall within that system, and you do it that way. Meaning, if you have to go to a high priestess or a priest or a baba or something like that, because that's how that spiritual system works, to get cleansed, then absolutely. But for the most part, most people can do their own spiritual cleansings. The herbs, the oils, water, cleansing, it's even in the Bible, water is purifying, will cleanse. There's no real frou-frou to it. Mix up the stuff, get in the water. It's going to do what it was already designed to do. If you get in the shower and put some soap on, it's going to cleanse you. If you drive your car through a car wash, it's going to cleanse it. You don't have to tell the soap, clean my body. You don't have to tell the car wash this car. It was already designed for that. Same thing with spiritual cleansings. If you combine Florida water, rosemary, sea salt, Epsom salt, eucalyptus, hyssop, whatever. Oh, excuse me, guys. I have like cat hair up my nose or something. If you do that and get yourself in some pure water, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get cleansed. And if you put an intention behind that and speak some words over that and some prayers, it's going to work even better. I had a woman tell me that she paid $1,100 to have a lady smudge her with sage. And I was like, what? And to top it off, she had to buy the sage bundle herself and take it to the woman to do it. So let me get this straight. You bought a $5 sage bundle and drove to some stranger's house and handed her, and she didn't even pay the $1,100 up front. She paid $8, then she paid another $4. And you sat in a chair and let this woman go around you with sage smoke. I would really like to know what that lady did different that was worth $1,100 that the sage wasn't already going to do on its own. If the client did it herself, her dog could have smudged her and got cleansed. Sometimes when you are emotionally connected to a situation, you should put that emotion into your work and you should do the work on your own. I'm not going to go down a list of the types of spells that you should or shouldn't. That is something that is subjective to the individual and something that you have to make as a personal choice. But there are some situations where it's your issue and you're the one emotionally invested to it. Pour those emotions into that work, because only you and your emotions can drive that result. Now, another practitioner can do it as well, but sometimes in some things, you doing it yourself is better. Cost. Let's just talk about cost. It's more affordable to do your own spell work. That's just what it is. Nowadays, there is no shortage of spiritual shops. There's a plethora of candles, herbs, oils, and incense. You can get things everywhere from the grocery store to lower end, retail places. You can find cinnamon for money spells at the Dollar Tree. If you guys didn't watch my last video about how I feel about getting witchy stuff from Dollar Tree, you should watch it. But if that's what you have available to you, you can do that. You can buy stuff from higher end stores and private practitioners that make and sell their own products. So cost does play a factor. If you're on a budget and you have a very emergent kind of situation, you need an extra $600 to fix the car, so you can get to work and get your kids to and from school, then you can probably do a quick money spell and manifest that. If you don't have the money for spell work, then don't break yourself to pay someone else to do it. There's an emotional charge behind that also. So that would be a time you could do your own spell work. Again, that's something that the individual has to decide for themselves. But it is more affordable. Now, I want to say this disclaimer when it comes to affordability and spell work. Listen to me and listen to me loud and clear. When you pay for spell work to be done for you, okay, you are paying for the work to be performed. You are not paying for the result. I'm gonna say that again. When you're paying a practitioner to work on your behalf, you're paying for the work to be done. You're not paying for the result. If that were the case, we would all be going and paying practitioners for us to win the lottery or whatever. You're not paying for results. You're paying for the work. You're paying for the wisdom, the knowledge that the person has, the time and energy of constructing your spell, the time that they're taking to sit at the altar, to go get the supplies, to dress the candles, to consult with you, okay? You're paying for all of that. You're paying for what happens when I do a spell on a person or for a person and now I have to get cleansed. Who's going to pay for my supplies for me to get cleansed? Now I got to take a spiritual bath to get your energy from your situation off of me, so I don't hold on to that and it starts affecting me in my life, or starts affecting my clients, because now I have this energy on me from somebody else's situation, and now I'm doing other people's spell work. Who's going to pay for my herbs and my oils and my Florida water? You see what I'm saying? Who's going to pay for my gas to go drive to go pick up the supplies for your spell work? So when people say, why do you pay for it, or it should be free, or the big one is asking for a discount. People pay for what they want. They buy Xboxes, Jordans, hair weave, pussy powder, lobster dinners, condoms, Hennessy, weed, trips, Louis Vuitton purses. Mofos pay for what they want. And they pay for stuff that's not even going to last them. It's not going to last you. Can't take it with you when you die. But you want to ask a person to do some work and use their time, effort, skills, knowledge, and supplies that are not free to do something that could potentially change your life. And you think that we're not supposed to be compensated, or we're supposed to give you some sort of discount? The fuck out of here with all that. Spiritual work is an energetic investment. When you're communicating with the universe, when you're talking with spirit, when you're investing, when you're trying to level up, whatever your why is, you can ask yourself what's your why, whether it's for you, your stability, your prosperity, your happiness, your children. Maybe you're trying to level up for them, to build a legacy for them, to show them that they can win, to set yourself up to set them up, so when they're on their own, and maybe when they have children of their own, you know you left something to them. There's 101 reasons why people do spiritual work. Maybe it's to keep you out of jail. It happens a lot. Whatever the case may be, life-altering things that you're not in a position to do, or don't want to do, or feel like you really know how to do, so you have to seek out the help of someone else. That energetic exchange is an investment, and the spirit world sees that too. The universe acknowledges that. And that investment goes towards the universe co-conspiring with bringing that manifestation into fruition for you, by way of somebody else taking their time to help you. Because practitioners, I think I'll speak for everybody, and for those of you that are practitioners, you would agree, we do it because we want to help you. I could keep my magic to myself. I'm manifesting just great over here, just for me. I don't have to share this with anybody, but it's a calling, it's a passion. It's what I was put here to do. I found my purpose. Sometimes people do spell work just to find their purpose. It's what brings me joy. It really does, believe it or not. I enjoy doing spell work. I enjoy talking to you guys. I enjoy reading cards. I enjoy consulting. I enjoy teaching. I enjoy seeing people cast a spell and win, honey. Get that new car. Get your relationship back on track. Get that job. Get that promotion. You know, get into that school. Get your kids into that private school. You know what I'm saying? Get them accepted into that college. Whatever it is. I enjoy that. That's why I do it. But again, there still has to be some sort of energetic balance there. Okay? So you have choices. I give my clients choices. You have a choice, with me at least. You want to do your work yourself? You can do it. You want a recipe? I'll give you one. There's almost 300 on my channel. Or we can talk about over the phone and I will give you a personalized recipe. Or it can be done for you. You don't have to pay me. You can do it yourself. You're going to save several $100s if you do it yourself. That I can tell you. But if you want my help, I'm glad to help. And there's a fee for that. That's just what it is. Just like anything else in life. You don't ask your hairstylist to give you a discount. Chicks walking around here with $800 lace front wigs, and you want to ask me for a discount. Girl, something that's going to change your life. Anyway, my point is, not to go off on a tangent, there are times and places when it is appropriate to ask for help, to hire help. And there are times in situations where you can do the work yourself. And I encourage everybody to try to do the work yourself. Try first. You might be surprised at what capabilities you have. You might be shocked at what a simple candle spell might actually do, even if you've never touched magic, not a day in your life. If you never watch another one of these videos, I will tell you, you are very capable of casting your own spells and seeing success. But you have to give it a try. And for those other situations in life where you just really you just don't want to think about it, you want it done right, you want to delegate that, you don't want to have to worry about that on top of everything else you're worrying about, like the problem itself, and you're willing to just say, hey, can you do this for me? Then that's the time to hire a practitioner. And to me, that would be how I would determine whether I should do the work myself or whether I should get someone else to do it. And this, I hope helps answer the question as to why would you pay for it and why do practitioners even charge? That's why. I'm gonna leave you guys on this note. When it comes to paying for spell work, you want to, like they say, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Actually, two things. No, there's something else I really want to touch on in this video, and I promise I'm gonna wrap this up because I've been going for 30 minutes. You want to, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. If someone is making these promises, they're guaranteeing, they're promising, they're giving specific time frames, you want to be cautious with that. Again, everybody is entitled to charge what they're worth, but be mindful of people that are charging you a mortgage for spell work. Especially, I don't want to say simplified, but don't pay $1,100 for someone to burn sage around you in their living room, because you can do that yourself and it can be just as effective. And personally, when it comes to spiritual cleansing, sage is not my go-to. I think there's other things that work better, but that's a whole nother video. And then last but not least, be careful, extremely careful, when you have people doing work for you that can't see their way out of their own damn paper bag. Now, I understand you may be learning and you guys may be on a journey together. This might be your sister, your best friend, your homegirl, your homeboy, your uncle, auntie, I don't care. And this also goes into, I talked about this in my other video, where you get your supplies from. You buying supplies from old dusty foot tree huts, or you going into spiritual shops and the people that work there are just there for a paycheck. They don't know anything about spiritual products. They don't know anything about the products on the shelf. They can't tell you how to perform a spell. Or what I find does happen in a lot of places is someone will go into a botanica and there may be a language barrier issue and you can't communicate to the people working there what you need. Therefore, they can't communicate on how to advise you. And if they can't help you, then you're stuck. So be mindful of where you're getting your stuff from, but more so be mindful of who dresses your candles when you're ordering, even when you're ordering online. Be mindful who you get your supplies from. Be mindful if you and your, I'm gonna just use your friend as an example, right? If your friend spells aren't working, if their life is in shambles, if they have been practicing and you know for a fact ain't nothing's working, they're telling you, I did this candle and it didn't work, don't let them touch your candles. Do not let your friend who can't figure their way out of their own paper bag touch your life with their energy. Okay? That's like some bitter, ooh, somebody, Gotta watch my choice of words, because I know this is gonna hurt. Somebody's gonna be upset. Somebody's gonna comment in this video and have a problem with it. Don't let your bitter friend who just went through a nasty breakup, who now is like, screw everybody, dress your love candle. What? Don't let your friend who has been telling you for months they've been burning money candles and nothing's working and they are about to be sitting in the dark, don't let them dress your money candles. Don't let them do a money spell for your business. What type of energy are they vibrating on? I had somebody throw some shade at me. Yes. On my video that I posted in October, into September, October. And I talked about how, in that particular video, I was dressing a love candle, and I talked about how I had been single for a while, and I had been doing some shadow work and really working on myself, and I was in a place where I decided I was ready to start dating again, and I was doing a love spell, and we'll see what happened. And some woman commented, how could she help anybody with their love life when she don't even have a man herself? First of all, whoever said that was probably a man hater or was single. But second of all, I was single by choice, and I chose to do some shadow work and some healing and focus on my business and my clients and really kind of reflect on myself. I believe people come into your life for a reason, for a season, and every relationship isn't supposed to be the end all be all. Let's be happily together forever. People come into your life for a reason. So yes, I was single at the time that I did that video. And I was dressing a love candle, and I was very transparent. So for someone else to throw shade when I was telling you guys about a heartbreak that I went through and how I healed from it, well, that wasn't nice. But the funny thing about that is, for her to say, how can she help anybody else with their love life when she doesn't have a man herself? While I'm dressing a love spell candle for myself, that spell that I did 2 weeks later manifested the man that I'm engaged to. The man who I am currently wedding planning with as we speak. We're going to the Bridal Expo in 2 weeks. So, I touch things that I know work. I dress money candles for clients all the time. I'm not saying I got money. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I know how to manifest. I've had a successful business for 7 years. I haven't worked a 9-to-5 answer to nobody job since 2015. I know that I know how to combine certain herbs and oils and candles and ritual baths to create a desired outcome. I do love spells for people to attract new love, and reconciliation spells. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Sometimes you're not supposed to be with that person. I do love spells because I'm good at them. How do I know I'm good at love spells? That's how. Okay? So I touch things and do spell work that I know I'm good at. Every witch has their thing. There's spells I don't do. For a personal choice. I personally choose not to involve myself in certain types of energies, and there's other things I will do. But if my life was upside down and nothing I was doing working, then I damn sure shouldn't be on social media trying to tell anybody else how to practice magic when I can't figure out my own shit. So yes, that's what makes me a little qualified to advise you guys, and why my channel is still here, why you're still here, and while everybody who rocks with me is part of Team Success. Because my job is to help you be successful so we can all win together. And on that note, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please hit like, share, subscribe, help your girl get to 100,000 subscribers. Not just because that nice round number will look good on my channel, but because I want to help the collective. And the more you like these videos, one, it tells me this is content that you value and enjoy. It also tells YouTube that this is content that is useful to the community, and they will circulate these videos out to more people who are looking to help themselves just like you are. All right, you guys, until next time, be blessed, be magical. I'm sending lots of love and prosperity. See you in the next video.